Welcome to Café is for Closers, the show where sales stops feeling salesy. I'm Andres Mego, and every week we break down real conversations, real objections, and real wins so you can turn pressure into partnerships and close more deals the right way. So grab your coffee, aka your café, and let's jam. Hits every time. What's up, Desiree? You made it. You made it to the testimonial interview room, or whatever we call it. I'm going to introduce you for a second, and we're gonna talk about your experience. I am excited to have this chat. It's long overdue with this rock star, Desiree. Desiree is living the dream remote closer life. I always joke about her with her that she's living the lifestyle that we're all sold. We're going to talk a little bit about her numbers, a little bit about kind of the growth that she's had within our community, and give you guys a couple nuggets. Desiree, floor is yours. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Desiree. I've been in remote high ticket sales for about 4 years now. So I started off as an appointment setter for the first 2.5 years. And then I've been closing for about the last 2 years since then, working remotely, traveling the world the whole time, which has been a bit of a juggle, but been able to stay pretty consistent with that. Yeah.
Love that. Okay, Desiree, we've been working together for months, and you've corrected me, and I'm the worst with the names. And here we are. We're still going
3 months in, you got it.
So let's talk numbers, and then let's talk about the stuff that really excites me is how you've been able to juggle the numbers you've been hitting while traveling. Because it's right before this interview, guys, Desiree and I were talking about how we stayed at the same house in this surf town in Nicaragua and how we both dealt with the same things. So I really want to talk about that because the money that we make funnels the lifestyle. At least that's why I think both of us got into this. So when you first signed up with me, what were you averaging in terms of commission?
I was probably around 5, 6, 7K per month averaging in commissions.
Cool. So you're averaging 5 to 7K. You were on one roll, I think, for a while. And then we started working together. And then what have you been averaging over for the last 2-3 months?
Yeah. So my income's actually been going up every single month since I started working with you. I hit 7K, then 8K, then 9, then 9,500, then 10K. And I'm on track I'm at 12,500 this month already.
Let's go. Wait, right now you're at that, or you're tracking?
I'm at 12,500.
You're at 12.5, so this is easily going to be your first 15K month.
Yeah, and that's USD, not Canadian Monopoly.
That's right. No more Canadian Monopoly money. USD, baby. Perfect. That's exactly what. And I think for you, your growth has been very steady. But I think too, it hasn't dipped under sometimes reps have a ripper month and one 15K month, and then next month they're at 5. And so I really like seeing the consistency. Congratulations, by the way, on hitting your first 13K month. That will inevitably be your first 15K month. What were some of the biggest changes that we implemented early on that helped you kind of grow your income?
Yeah, I think the biggest changes were just thinking about everything differently. Instead of just leaving everything up to the marketing and the company and having nothing in my control, you kind of taught me that I have full control over everything, my calendar. I don't need to just be okay with dead space, but there's ways I can fill it. And so I was I brought on a setter to help book calls onto my calendar. I've got an AI bot bringing in calls now. I had 5 calls booked from that this week.
Yo, let's go.
Yeah, so that's been great. Closed one of them this morning. So first deal, first weekend with implementing that.
Let's go. That's been actually one of the things I really enjoyed about coaching you is you're on a little bit more of a B2B offer. So we've worked on the data stack. We've obviously worked on objections. We worked the sales skills quite well. But then there's the opportunity, you being the only closer there, there's so many things that were impacting your call volume and then your call quality. And so we first, you were the one that was doing the triaging and setting first, right? We had you doing that in the beginning, doing some outbound, and then you handed that off to a setter. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got me into going big into the outbound as well.
Yep. Yeah. We got you doing that. But now you have a setter, and you have a rock star setter, I've heard.
She's amazing. She's
I've heard good things.
Trained by the best.
Also, you found from our community, which is awesome. And so having the setter in place, right? Because we always talk about, we're full stack, like everything's in our control. When you put the setter in place, what were some of the immediate changes you saw to your calls?
So all of my calls are getting confirmed, pre-qualified now. I'm getting a lot more calls onto my calendar, and just like having better conversations, like they're more prepared and everything too.
Yeah, you're not talking to people that are like, wait, what's this about again?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect, right? So now you're managing your time more effectively. Okay, so learning how to just take everything in your control and like do things about it. In terms of actual like sales training, like in terms of our discovery, in terms of our objection handling, what were some of the biggest changes that you learned like getting coached by me?
I think I noticed like focusing more on just like having a real conversation first with them, and then having like flow, really getting into their challenges. And big thing was like the data stacking as well. Like I'd kind of jump around, but having like a clear, solid data stack to go through. And then implication stacking as well, which was super helpful and important to like expand the problem from what they think it is to make it a lot bigger.
Oh yeah, it's money for the type of offer you're on, for sure. Especially when you talk to business owners that have been on sales calls before. And if you sound like everyone else and you don't amplify the problem, they're like, okay, yeah, great. I'm gonna have 5 more of these and I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's dope. We helped you like actually look at your calendar and be like, well, how do I maximize my space? You proved out the setting process. We did a lot of reactivation campaigns and stuff, I think, with you as well. That brought in a lot of cash, right?
Yeah.
We had those text blasts that I think helped you book in some appointments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then you now have a setter, and obviously your sales skills have improved. And now do you have like a rough idea of what your close rate has been?
Yeah, my close rate's been on average about like a 40%.
Okay, 40%. Do you remember where it was when you first jumped in?
No, because I didn't know the importance of tracking till I started working with you.
That's right.
Another big thing that's been super helpful. And
Yes.
knowing what's going on.
Yes, Desiree, you've that's one of the things like we beat into your head is like you have to be on it with your numbers so we can see what the biggest levers to pull are, and like that's how you carry yourself as a professional. And how I think for you we got to a point that we're looking at your numbers like, okay, cool, like now we know we can close a lot better than we were. Now we need more volume. How do we solve that issue? And then here we are. Okay, cool. That's all that's the thing salespeople want to hear, how much money they can make being coached by me. But let's talk about the real fun shit. Like you've been all over the world in these and like since I've known you, right? Like you've been to like 3 different countries. I feel like I can never keep up with you. Where have you been like over the last 6 months?
Over the last 6 months. Well, I just got back from Costa Rica, Nicaragua. I was there for the last 6 weeks, got home this week. I was in Cape Town, South Africa in like February, March. And then like end of last year, I was in Guatemala for a month. I did Mexico for a month. And I did Colombia for a month as well.
Let's go. So wait, you were in Colombia before I was here then?
I literally found out about you like the week after your retreat, like the first retreat happened.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
and I was
right.
like, yeah, only a week sooner.
We'll get you at the next one. Okay. So in these like less than a year, you've been in like 6 different countries.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How has that been like juggling, getting better at sales, taking on more call volume, making more money? How has it been juggling that with like actually living the lifestyle that we're all sold?
Yeah, like it's difficult as well because like I'm like, oh, I could be like sitting here like doing follow-ups, reaching the leads, or I could go surfing, and then surfing's a lot more compelling. So when the calls are on my calendar, the calls are on my calendar. But then if they're not, it's like difficult sometimes to like find time to like do the training and the motivation and everything. But just seeing my numbers go up and everything, it has really like pulled me in to continue getting better and continue growing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely takes a lot of discipline.
It takes a lot of discipline. Yeah. Yeah. I hear that 100%. When I was in Nicaragua, we were just talking about this, right? Like I was still taking calls and like I structured my schedule so I was still able to surf like in the morning and then like later in the afternoon. But then like not planning for that apartment, like not having AC that we just talked about. It was like, oh, like it's an eco house. You don't need AC. It's super breezy. And then day one being miserable and not sleeping for 4 days and still showing up to like try and close deals like that. Those are the things like about the lifestyle that, it's fun. It makes for good stories, but it also like really tests your ability to like show up and do the job. When you were in South Africa, like how was it managing like the time zones out there?
Yeah, so that was difficult as well because like the time zone's like 8 hours different. So I'd start like 5 p.m. and then work till like 12, 1, 2 a.m. sometimes as well. But it's like, it's worth it for a short period of time to be able to like work wherever I can, like explore and experience a new country. And then I just kind of had to like rearrange like my sleep schedules, like my normal routines and everything to get.
How did you find, like, how did you make it work for you?
How did I make it work? Well, I tried Asia before too, and that involves very minimal sleep. A few hours.
I've purposely, like, I went to Japan for 2 weeks. I worked for the first 3-4 days. It was miserable. And I purposely set my schedule up so I can take the rest of the time off, because I don't know how you can do that. Like the 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's a tough schedule. Yeah. How have you been able to manage, like when you went to like South Africa, right? Like having it later in the day is a little easier. Like when I was in Portugal, I worked from like 2 to 9, which was like easy to manage. But like how do you find like juggling both? Like because our line of work, as you know, is like energy intensive.
Yeah, for sure. Well, when you're closing deals, you're full of energy, so that's easy. Like, I think as long as I'm on the phone talking to people, it's fine. But then it's like the dead space in between when I tend to like get tired and like that's out. So a lot of caffeine sometimes, some naps in between. But yeah, mostly just like rearranging my sleep schedule. So getting my workouts in kind of like right before I start like calls and stuff to help power me through.
You know what I've discovered over the last year? An energy hack.
What's that?
A 20-minute nap right after lunch.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I am usually tired right around that time.
Yeah. Everyone talks about like, all these different supplements and energy drinks. I take a 20-minute nap right after lunch almost every day. And I wake up so recharged and I'm working out, doing what I need to do till 9 p.m. It's the best. Like, the people in Spain or Italy or wherever that do the siesta, like they've had it right.
They've had it right.
What would you say to someone that's like considering joining the community, working with me, that's maybe like on the fence, that's maybe because you were in another program before working with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like what would you say to someone that's shopping around and being a prospect? What would you say to them?
I would say it's probably like the best thing that you can do. Like it's like life-changing, like the skills you learn and just like how everything, like you cover everything from like mindset to like actual sales skills to like even just like how to grow like yourself as a closer, not necessarily even on your offer, like benefits like everything.
Are you going to Tulum with the girls?
No, not Tulum. My calendar is pretty stacked. I'm focusing.
Oh, you're locked in.
I'm locking in all summer, and then I'm gonna go. Have a nice year for 2 months.
You have been everywhere. I bring it up because there's about 7 of the ladies in the community that are all doing a Tulum trip, but you just got back from Costa Rica, so you should probably lock in for a bit.
Yeah, and I'm hopping on a new offer too.
Let's go.
Yeah. Another thing I learned is like don't wait for my calendar to get full. I'm just gonna like double stack it. Yeah,
exactly. Like it is our time that's wasted when we're not producing. So what if you were to boil it down into like one last thing, like what would you like to share about your experience, about working with me, about kind of like your transformation? What would you like to share to the people?
I think like it's just been like so much fun overall. Like sales training normally like you'd think would be like, I don't know, when you think about training, it's sometimes like boring, but like it's just like you're always in a good mood. You're always like such a good time. We have laughs and joke around together. So it makes sales fun.
How did you find me, by the way?
Adele reached out. She shared a post and she was like, rolling objections, like no tomorrow in one group. And I was like, there's no way you learned this from this group. Like, do you have another coach that you're working with? And she's like, yeah, I can hook you up if you want.
Wait, there's no way you learned it from where? You can say it.
The other community.
All right, I'm not going to push it. Wink. There's that wink. But you are certified.
I am a certified closer. Yeah. Through and through.
All right. Desiree, thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you in Colombia or crossing paths maybe in Portugal, which the next retreat's going to be a surf house. So I'm proud of you. You've worked your butt into a position where you're making like consistently 12 to 15K a month. Like you've negotiated a base and like you're doing it your way. Like you're traveling with like a bunch of friends, you're surfing, you're doing all the fun stuff. Like that's really what makes me like, I think proudest of you guys. Like when not only you're making more money, but you're enjoying it and like, you're doing it in a way that fuels like your lifestyle and what makes you happy and like brings like joy and excitement into your world. So it's been a pleasure to coach you. I'm like super proud that you made it here as quick as you did. And I will see you on our next group call. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to roll the outro and then we'll chat for a second.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Thanks for hanging out on Cafe is for Closers. Be sure to subscribe to the show to never miss out on a conversation. See you next time.